When Boys Over Flowers aired, it didn't simply succeed, it standardized a type of recognition that is difficult to adjust later. Lee Min-ho's portrayal of Gu Junpyo became more than a role, it became a reference point for how audiences would interpret everything that followed. That kind of fixation is powerful, but it narrows the corridor for change. Global distribution amplified the effect. The series reached audiences far beyond its domestic base, and with that reach came a uniform expectation, the actor associated with a specific emotional and visual identity. Once that identity is exported, it stabilizes quickly. Viewers across regions begin to align around the same cues, mannerisms, tone, posture, and those cues become the baseline for evaluation. The immediate advantage is obvious: instant recognizability, sustained demand, and access to high-visibility projects. The constraint is less obvious but more persistent. Every subsequent role is measured against a fixed template. Even when the script differs, the perception filter remains. Minor deviations are either overlooked or judged as insufficient, major deviations risk rejection. What's notable in Lee Min-ho's case is the absence of abrupt rupture. Instead of attempting a sharp break from the Boys Over Flowers image, his choices lean toward modulation. Projects like City Hunter introduced action dynamics and different pacing, but retained a core composure. The Heirs reinforced the established appeal while adjusting relational dynamics and tone. Each step moved the image slightly without dislocating it. This approach aligns with risk management. In a globalized environment, where projects are evaluated across markets, preserving a stable signal can be more valuable than pursuing rapid transformation. It also aligns with brand continuity, endorsements, media framing, and audience memory all benefit from a coherent identity. However, the longer the fixation persists, the higher the threshold for meaningful change. By the time The King, Eternal Monarch arrived, expectations were so consolidated that even small shifts were scrutinized. The project's scale increased visibility, but it also magnified the gap between anticipated and delivered variation. From an analytical standpoint, Boys Over Flowers is less a starting point than a constraint-setting event. It defines the perimeter within which subsequent decisions operate. The question for any actor in this position is how to expand that perimeter without collapsing the structure that sustains it. In Lee Min-ho's trajectory, the answer has so far been incremental, stretching the boundary rather than redrawing it.